Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to Las Vegas, where it's not snowing. Yay! All you East Coasters know what that means. Heidi, thank you for that great welcome. And thanks to all of you for being with us again in Las Vegas here at the NAMA show. Like Heidi said, your spirit and enthusiasm are contagious, and I think it's part of what makes this industry so special. Great, great people. So in my short time with you today, because we have some other speakers for you, I have two goals. First, I would like to share a few highlights from the year that was, and also second, I'd like to expand a bit on the theme that Heidi touched on relative to innovation and new opportunities for the industry. As members of NAMA, it's important for you to know how your association is working for you every single day to help you grow your business. Else, why do we exist? So I'm going to give you three highlights from 2017 that I think are sort of paramount. Number one is NAMA's advocacy work in Washington and at the state and local level. Led by our crack team from government affairs and really driven and fueled by your hard work, our industry made some really big strides this year. So we can all celebrate, right, the federal tax reform that will reduce the burden on businesses of all sizes. The resulting optimism in the economic indicators is reflected all the time, every day, despite the ups and downs. And the fact that nearly 300 of our members were on Capitol Hill in July, meeting face-to-face with members of Congress and making our case on the issue, just added to the groundswell that helped to tip the scales for tax reform to become law. So I say, just as every vote counts, every voice counts. And we should never, never underestimate the power that we have as an industry, our collective voice. The NAMA contingent at last summer's fly-in also made some inroads on issues that are specific to the industry. So in meetings with elected officials and regulators and agencies, the participants discussed requirements for calorie disclosure, the issue that keeps on giving, almost there, and also vending machine refrigerants, working to garner your business's precious time to comply with these requirements. Once, and not multiple times, we hope. And finally, NAMA continued to fight against sweetened beverage taxes across the country. It's like a bonfire. And one of the most high-profile cases played out just a stone's throw from the association headquarters in Chicago. As a matter of fact, that's the reason we're in Las Vegas this year. We brought the NAMA show out of Cook County in protest against this proposed tax. And it remained proposed. And we worked tirelessly in Cook County against this tax, even after it went into effect in August. We did not let down. 2 months later, in response to an outpouring of opposition, the tax was repealed. I'm telling you, this is a major victory for you and for convenience services. Thank you for bringing your voice because it counts. The next highlight I'll share from last year involves NAMA's second executive forum. It took place in December in Orlando. And this is a smaller, more intimate event that showcases thought leadership that NAMA is bringing to industry executives of all types, but particularly operators, to help them deal with this highly volatile and innovative environment, which we're talking about today with our keynotes. Once again, we gave you the chance to break away from the day-to-day running of your businesses and to focus on the future. I believe our attendees were inspired by leading mainstream business innovators, and they also got the chance to spend time in small huddles to share their challenges and ideas with their C-suite peers. I just referred to it as a huddle. It's really the core concept of forum. Having a trusted peer group that you can call on to talk about issues. And not just there, but whenever you need them. And that momentum, that forum cluster has continued even beyond December. Right here in Las Vegas tomorrow morning, we are convening Executive Forum alumni to continue the conversation, to continue the community, and to experience even more thought leadership and sharing about how we solve common problems. The third highlight from 2017 is the progress that NAMA made in meeting you where you are. Whether that's social media, where we had record levels of engagement. Twitter's going pretty happy today. A lot of activity here. And, or our trade shows and local events where our membership team turned out to connect with you and talk with you about what's the most pressing thing today on your business. Or online at the new NAMA Knowledge Center. I hope you have taken a look at that, where you can expand your skills and your knowledge and grow your business. The point is, we were there, and you can count on NAMA to be there through 2018 and beyond. Speaking of beyond, this is what leads me now to the future. As Heidi stated, NAMA continues to focus on new frontiers. For several years, we've been having a conversation about the need for innovation, about taking advantage of emerging opportunities inherent in vending and to our industry overall. Why are we doing this? Why does Carla keep talking about this? Why can't we continue with business as usual? Things are pretty good. The economy's on the upswing, right? Because whether we like it or not, the business landscape is changing. Technology is changing, and most importantly, consumers are changing. So it's a matter of being proactive rather than reactive, or worse, inactive. For example, we know from our research that vending in its traditional form has faced some headwinds from a business growth perspective. Many of you have tackled this head-on by moving into micro-markets and pantry services and other alternative services, which are seeing impressive growth. The question is, what's going to keep you growing? And avoid being disrupted by outside forces. I'd like to take a look at brick-and-mortar retail for some possible indicators. I'm betting that most of you have seen Amazon Go, but the mini market in Seattle, where consumers tap their phone at a turnstile, they shop at their heart's content, they leave with their bags, they don't interact with anybody. And this is in public space. No lines, no checkout, no, seriously, talk about a frictionless experience. This is the new face of grocery retail, and it has upended that world as we know it. When you think, though, and you watch the ads showcasing Amazon's phenomenal new model, you realize it's really all about convenience. This is the way of the future. And you, all of you smart, talented business leaders in this room, are on the front lines of delivering convenience every single day. I say, you got to capitalize on that idea. Now, while you're exploring ways to innovate and grow and capitalize on that idea, NAMA's working to change perceptions and open doors in new opportunities surrounding convenience services. It's our job to open minds about the industry and to promote a new, more current image about what we are and what we could be. This applies to policymakers, mainstream media, consumers, private sector advocacy groups, honestly, anyone for whom the image of our industry, and I say wrongly, might be a dusty vending machine in the basement of an office building. And also to entice new opportunities and new partners to the channel. We are putting a fresh lens on who you are, what you can do, and the dynamic ways in which you deliver value to your clients and consumers every day. This has really been the core of reshaping our image and redefining convenience services. The tagline that we introduced 2 years ago at this show is bringing convenience to life. Now, I know that the idea of convenience might make some of you uncomfortable. You may think it likens your businesses to convenience stores or in some way that it devalues what you offer. But the reality is that people's desire for convenience is what's driving most of the innovation that we're experiencing. And NAMA's focus on convenience services has as much to do with service as it does convenience. In fact, more. I cannot stress this enough. We deliver convenience, providing what they want, when they want it, and most importantly, where they already are for many important moments of the day. As Heidi so eloquently expressed, that fundamental tenet of business success, delivering unbeatable customer service and convenience, is never going to change. And I say it is the thing that will distinguish us. We can only improve on the service that we deliver, and focusing on serving the consumer through delivery is how we do it. So, this year, in order to amplify the message that convenience services industry is all about meeting consumers where they are, NAMA created a dynamic new video to tell your story. And we'd like to show it to you now. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the premiere of This is Convenience Services.
Life runs on moments. Moments that define. Moments that push us to be better. And moments that simply remind us to smile. Thousands of moments. Some great, some small. And when those moments do come, you can count on us to deliver the convenience you need today and every tomorrow. This is Convenience Services.
Yes, it is. So I hope you like what you saw, and I hope you have a different feeling about the idea of convenience after you've seen it. The goal was to answer the important question, how does this industry make consumers' lives better? My life, your life, our families' lives, our employees' lives, make it easier, more healthful, less stressful. And who is there at countless moments in their day? That's you. So we're really excited to use this new video to tell your story. It's going to make an appearance at the Fly-In in July. We'll show it in meetings with all kinds of stakeholders. We'll share it at state council events, lobby days. We'll make it available to you. We'll pitch it to the media, anyone to whom we want to tell your story. And you might have also noticed that NAMA's FitPick machine was rather prominently featured in that video, and that was really on purpose, because it underscores the industry's commitment to nutrition and wellness in one of the very concrete ways we're helping to improve people's lives. And it also answers a lot of the chatter out there around how our industries and our partners are addressing this very important societal trend. NAMA looks forward to working alongside you, as we always have, and as we move confidently into the future, and to celebrating all the ways that you define success and make a difference in people's lives every day. So a little later then in the program, you'll meet our keynotes. And at the NAMA show, we always strive to deliver one-of-a-kind of experiences for you. And if you've been coming for a few years, you can recall Magic Johnson, or you can recall the NAMA Shark Tank, or First Lady Laura Bush, who was here last year. This year is different yet again. Experts say that we're at a watershed moment from a political, social, and technological perspective. It's a time that brings special challenges and opportunities for business owners, and particularly small business owners, for all of us, really. All of us, we're all human. It's a time for reflection, for community, for sense-making, of what may feel like some very uncertain and unsettling and unfamiliar environments. So today we're going to explore this microcosm that we're in with two keynote speakers, futurist Brian Solis and political analyst Matthew Dowd. We're going to wrap that up with a conversation with the two. I call it a duologue, a power huddle, a sense-making session, if you will. And they are going to give us their views on how this moment in time is grounds for hope, grounds for optimism, and how you as business leaders can leverage this time to your advantage. Here's to you and your continued success. Thank you.
Please welcome back to the stage